Unmute. It'll say no. Yes.
Morning.
Good morning, y'all.
All right, good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, good morning. All right, deputies, you all ready?
Yes, sir. We're gonna need one translator for inmate Rodriguez. He's also gonna be one of your fugitives for justice. You're gonna have two of them.
Okay. So we'll I'll reach out to get a translator for him in Spanish.
Yes, sir.
All right, and we'll do Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Mack. We'll save them for last, the extradition.
Okay.
All right, stand by for me. Let me just get the interpreter in place. One moment.
What's the judge's name? The judge's name.
I don't handle it, I guess it's up there.
Mr. Stephen, mute your mic, Mr. Stephen.
Huh?
Mute the mic.
All right, you too. Thank you. All right, all right. I'm ready. Just trying to get the interpreter lined up there.
Yes, sir. Mr. Stephen, have everybody stand up over there. You ain't gotta unmute the mic. Mute the mic back. Just have everybody stand up. And move out away from the camera so the judge, there you go.
All right, thank you. All right, good morning, everyone. Today is April 6th, 2021. This is the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. I'm Judge Knights presiding. And this morning, you're here for your first appearance. Most of you, except for two, are here for first appearance this morning. And first appearance is simply me informing you of your charge or charges, your bond, and your next court date, as well as whether you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Most importantly, though, I'm here to tell you about the rights that you have, the constitutional rights that you have that do not go away. They follow you all the way through the ending of your case. So I know that we're on this Zoom formatting here because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but we're still in the courtroom setting here. So just keep in mind, once I go through these points here, I will give you a chance to speak once I speak with you individually or ask questions. Please do not feel the urge to tell me the facts about your case. That will be for a different day, namely your preliminary hearing, which is your next court date. And more importantly, your attorney that you will either be appointed or hire if you choose to do so. All right, so keep that in mind. Any statements you make potentially can be used in a future proceeding. First of all, your constitutional rights are as follows. You have the right to the presumption of innocence, and the state has to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. That is the state's burden of proof. They have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So this time, you are presumed innocent. You have the right to an indictment by grand jury for most serious felonies. The grand jury are citizens in Clayton County that meet, and the district attorney presents serious felony cases in front of them. They decide whether the matter should go forward. And if it goes forward as a true bill, and your case will be indicted. If it does not go forward based on the grand juror's deliberation and determination, your matter can be dismissed. So for some other felonies that are not major felonies and all misdemeanors, you have the right to an accusation. An accusation is a paper that the district attorney for some felonies and the solicitor general for all misdemeanors will place the charge or charges that the state will bring against you. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. Again, we're in the COVID-19 pandemic here. There are no jury trials, at least right now in Clayton County, but once Clayton County resumes jury trials, you have the right to a speedy and public jury trial once it's safe to do so. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses that the state can call to testify against you. You have the right to present evidence on your own behalf and to subpoena witnesses to testify on your own behalf. And of course, you have the right to testify if you choose to do so. Lastly, you have the right to have an attorney represent you from this point on and going forward in all of the proceedings related to your charge or charges. What I will let you know is there are 2 court dates I'll give out today. Your next court date is your preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is simply a probable cause hearing. Probable cause is the reason that the officer had to arrest you. So the probable cause hearing, that officer or officers will have to testify and present evidence on behalf of the state, and you can choose to exercise those rights, as I mentioned, cross-examine that officer or officers, and then at the end of it, the magistrate court judge will decide whether or not there was probable cause or a valid reason for your arrest. If there was a valid reason and there's a felony involved, your case will be bound over or sent to the Superior Court. If there was probable cause on a misdemeanor, your case will be bound over and sent to state court. If there was no probable cause, then your case can be dismissed as early as at the preliminary hearing phase. I'll also tell you today that there are 2 dates. For felony charges, it's May 24th at 8:30. For misdemeanor charges, it's May 25th at 8:30. And for those of you who are not getting a bond today, the bond hearing is May 28th. So let me just say this here. If you bond out of jail, if you make bond, then those dates, May 24th or May 25th, will not apply anymore. You'll stand by and get notice in the mail at your address for your next court date. So these dates are only for people who may still be in custody on May 24th or May 25th. If you bond out, those dates are automatically waived. I mentioned bond briefly there. We're a magistrate court, so by law, Georgia law, magistrate court judges cannot give a bond on certain offenses. Also, if you're on probation or parole, that may prohibit you from getting a bond as well. That doesn't mean you'll never get a bond. It just means that today you will not get a bond, and your bond hearing date will be May 28th at 8:30. So I will let you know individually about your bond once I do speak with you individually. I want to speak briefly about special conditions. There's special conditions on some of you will have a special condition. A special condition means that you cannot contact someone or you cannot go to a location. If I say do not contact Joe Smith, that means you cannot contact Joe Smith directly, indirectly, third party, social media, no contact. If I say do not go to 123 Main Street, for example, you cannot go to that location. If you go to that location or make contact with the person in the no contact order, then you can be subject to other charges. Specifically, one could be aggravated stalking. Felony carries a penalty of 1 to 10 years in prison, influencing a witness, and other charges. So please keep the special condition in mind to not violate. Now, just because I give a special condition today doesn't mean that it has to remain that way. It'll remain that way unless and until it changes or until the end of your case, until the final disposition of your case. You can always speak with your attorney, and bond conditions are frequently modified. So that will be the bond for today, unless or until it's changed. Or that would be a special condition on the bond for today going forward, unless and until it's changed, or until your case is disposed of completely. on bonds, please keep in mind that if you get a bond, the bonding company may charge a fee, a percentage on the bond. I'm not certain the exact percentage. I'm not working with a bonding company, so I cannot tell you the exact percentage that will be for the bonding company to let you know. If there's a property or commercial bond, there has to be equity in the property of up to 3 times the bond amount. So for example, if there's a $1,000 bond, the equity in the property must be at least $3,000. You can also post a cash bond. And again, there may be a fee associated with that. And you will learn of that fee once you make appropriate contact with the bonding company. So keep the bond in mind there. And of course, again, some of you may not get a bond because either by law, I cannot give you a bond, or based on the nature of the charge and the underlying statements in the warrant. So keep that in mind as well. I want to let you know also the ability to waive the preliminary hearing will be there. So if you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, you're not admitting any guilt. You're just simply saying you wish to waive that date. So you can also let me know that if you choose to do so. When I speak with you individually, I will verify who you are, tell you your charge or charges, your bond amount, if you're entitled to a bond, special conditions, if there are any, your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date, which is either May 24th or 25th, and also whether or not you qualify for a court-appointed attorney based on the form that you completed this morning. All right, each of you raise your right hand for me, please. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any statements or testimony you will give in this matter now pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. All right, thank you. All right, Deputy, it looks like Ms. Bermudez is here. I'll do the gentleman with the that needs the Spanish interpreter or translator first, so that we may excuse her.
Okay, sir.
All right, hey, Ms. Bermudez, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay.
Rodriguez, come up, Rodriguez.
There's only one this morning, Ms. Bermudez, and he's on for extradition.
Yes,
So, so let's go ahead and do him. I believe he's the only one, and then we can excuse you so you can get back to helping everyone else. So thank you. All right, and Ms. Bermudez, you're on oath.
Yes, sir.
All right, and this is Rosalio Rodriguez.
¿Es este Rosalio Rodríguez?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good morning, sir. You're in the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. Today is April 6th, 2021, and I'm Judge.
Buenos días, señor. Usted está en el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton. Hoy es día 6 de abril del 2021. Judge, the interpreter, you were breaking up. The interpreter did not get the last part.
Yeah, I mentioned today's date, April 6th, 2021, and I'm Judge Knights.
Hoy es día 6 de abril del 2021 y yo soy el juez Knights.
Please raise your right hand for me, sir.
Por favor, señor, levante su mano derecha para mí.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statements or testimony you will give in this matter now pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Jura usted y afirma que cualquier testimonio que usted dé en la causa pendiente ante la corte va a ser la verdad, toda la verdad, y nada más que la verdad le juro ante Dios?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, sir, you're here today for an extra. You can place your hand down.
¿Puede bajar su mano?
Sir, you're here today for an extradition hearing.
Señor, usted está acá en el día de hoy para una audiencia de extradición.
You don't have charges pending here in Clayton County against you. However, you're brought to court today because you're a fugitive from justice out of Palo Pinto County.
Usted no tiene cargos pendientes acá en el condado de Clayton, pero a usted lo han traído acá en el día de hoy porque usted es un fugitivo de la justicia del condado de Palo Quinto.
So today you have the option to go forward with an extradition hearing at a later date, or you have the option to waive your extradition.
Señor, en el día de hoy usted tiene la opción de tener la audiencia de extradición en una fecha más tarde o de renunciar, o sea, de no tener su audiencia de extradición en el día de hoy.
Okay. Your charge is being a fugitive in warrant 2021 WA07963.
I'm sorry, Judge, can you repeat that for the interpreter?
2021 WA07963.
A usted se le acusa de ser fugitivo de la justicia en la orden de arresto 2021 WA 07973.
In that you're wanted by Palo Pinto County for aggravated assault with a weapon. That is a felony and they will extradite.
De que usted siendo buscado por el condado de Palo Quinto por agresión con agravante con un arma y que ellos lo quieren extraditar.
Okay. Under the official code of Georgia, Title 17, Chapter 13, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bajo la ley oficial de Georgia, del capítulo 17-13,
you can either contest your extradition and you will be committed to the Clayton County Jail for an initial period of 30 days.
Usted puede desafiar su proceso de extradición y a usted lo dejarían en la cárcel del condado de Clayton por 30 días adicionales.
I can consider a bond, but because you are a fugitive, there will be no bond today.
Yo podría tomar en consideración fijarle fianza, pero por el hecho de que usted es fugitivo, no le vamos a otorgar fianza en el día de hoy.
You can challenge your extradition by contesting 4 things.
Usted puede desafiar su proceso de extradición solamente tomando en cuenta 4 cosas.
First, whether the extradition documents are in order.
Primero, si los documentos de extradición están en orden.
Meaning, are the documents correct?
Lo que eso significa es si la documentación está correcta.
Whether you're charged with a crime that is actually a crime.
Si a usted se le acusa de un delito que realmente es un delito.
Whether you are, in fact, the person named in the warrant.
Si usted es la persona en realidad que se nombra en la orden de arresto.
And whether you're, in fact, a fugitive from justice.
O si usted en realidad es fugitivo de la justicia.
You're, of course, entitled to representation by an attorney.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener la representación de un abogado.
What you cannot contest, though, is whether you're in fact guilty or innocent of the charge I outlined.
Lo que usted no puede desafiar es si usted es culpable o inocente del delito nombrado en la orden de arresto.
If you decide to waive extradition, you can remain in the Clayton County Jail and the other jurisdiction can have an extension of more than the 10 days to pick you up.
Judge, I'm sorry, the interpreter didn't get that. If he decides to contest extradition, is that what you said?
If he decides to waive.
Si usted decide renunciar al proceso de extradición, a usted solamente, usted lo podrían dejar en la cárcel por 10 días y la otra jurisdicción podría venir a buscarlo en esos 10 días.
Y si no vienen en esos 10 días,
And if they don't come in those 10 days,
then they can ask for an extension of an
entonces
additional 30 days.
ellos pueden pedir que le den una extensión de hasta 30 días.
y si no vienen en el lapso de 30 días, no me pueden
Repita.
tener aquí. Si no me pueden tener aquí en los 30 días, ¿qué pueden hacer? Si ya no debo ningún nada aquí.
And if they don't come and get me in those 30 days,
They can ask for an extension. So if they ask for an extension, it could be, the most you can remain is 90 days.
ellos pueden pedir que le den una extensión y lo más tiempo que lo pueden tener ahí es por 90 días.
Es lo máximo, porque según esto ya no debo nada aquí, ¿verdad?
And that will be the maximum time because according to what you said, I don't have anything on this county.
All right. So the other jurisdiction, you'll be sent to that jurisdiction, sir.
A usted lo enviaría a la otra jurisdicción, señor.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, do you wish to waive your extradition or to have extradition hearing?
Señor Rodríguez, ¿quiere usted renunciar a su proceso de extradición?
No. Si quiero que me extraditen.
No, I want to be extradited.
Okay. We'll stand by. The deputies will allow you to sign off on the waiver of extradition forms.
Espérese un momentito y el alguacil le va a dar los formularios de extradición donde usted está diciendo que está de acuerdo en que lo extraditen.
Okay.
All right. And lastly, Mr. Rodriguez, I have a warrant here that you're charged with driving unlicensed and expired registration.
Y señor Rodríguez, yo también tengo una orden de arresto donde a usted se le acusa de manejar sin licencia de conducir y de manejar con la registración vencida.
Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he went to first appearance on them charges yesterday. And,
Oh, he already first appeared?
yeah, the only reason he came today is because we didn't have the fugitive paperwork yesterday.
Okay. All right, Ms. Bermudez, you can let him know those were the charges from yesterday.
Oh, ok, solamente para que usted sepa, señor Rodríguez, esos fueron los cargos por los que usted vino en el día de ayer.
Okay. Sí, eso ya lo pagué todo.
¿No le escuché?
Eso ya lo pagué.
And I already paid for that.
Well, that would conclude your matter this morning. Mr. Rodriguez, please stand by for the deputies to sign the forms.
Señor Rodríguez, con esto concluye su asunto en la mañana de hoy y los agentes le van a dar los formularios
Thank you.
para que usted los firme. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Bermudez, I believe that is the only person this morning.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. And I'll get to see you. See you next time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, Your Honor, let me know when you're ready for the female.
All right, let me get the attorney on here. Counsel, who are you with? All right.
Good morning, Judge. I am the attorney Christian McPeak for Diego, Austria, and I've got that case number if the court needs it as well.
Not the case number, the name for the deputies.
Again, that will be Diego Ishmael, Austria, Austria.
Your Honor, he should be like the fourth one on the list.
You know, that one, I don't have a bond order. Was he on a different day, maybe? Is this his first day on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe so. I see that he was brought into the detention center on 4/5. So just a day ago at about 11:34, his family called me late last night. It was about 9 p.m. when I was actually contacted by them and retained. We had reason to believe that he'd be on today. The kind staff there was able to get me the link for this morning.
All right, Counsel, I have his warrants. I just don't have a bond order. But I will be looking for that. Where is he present there?
Yes, sir, he is.
Can we?
Hey, Stephen, let have Diego come up to the screen.
All right, we don't need an interpreter.
No, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Diego, I charged with one count here of battery, physical contact. There is a $3,500 bond, and you have a preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 25th of May at 8:30. And you already have counsel here, Mr. McPeak. All right, counsel, any questions, anything to add?
Just, Your Honor, talking with Diego's family, he's a young man of 18. We don't believe that there's any other criminal matters pending against him in Clayton or anywhere else. He is a resident of Cherokee County. He's resided there his entire life. He is a citizen, was born here. He was visiting family, which brought him to Clayton County. I believe his grandmother lives in the county. So he's got ties there. He also is employed. He works, I believe, the Shake Shack there in Cherokee County. And if his family was so serious, judges, to get on the horn with me last night and work through retaining me, that I certainly believe that his family will be just as studious in making sure he abides by all bond conditions due to his young age and the fact that he does work in the fast food industry. If the court would be willing to consider that and reducing the bond slightly from the $3,500 and allow him to make it, that would be very much appreciated.
All right, counsel, thank you for that argument there. I'll leave it at the $3,500, and that's the standard bond amount that I set on a charge of this nature.
Yes, Judge, understood.
All right, anything additional, counsel or Mr. Diego?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So that will conclude this matter. Mr. McPeak, thank you. And
Thank
I'll
you,
see you
Judge.
next time.
That's good. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. And that does conclude my business. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Diego.
All right, deputy, females.
Mr. Stephen, Deputy Stephen, you can have Diego return back to the dorm. All right, Your Honor, the first female is Miss Baldwin. Baldwin. He's carrying.
All right, Ms. Baldwin, good morning. You're charged here with criminal damage, second degree felony. $2,500 is your bond. Special condition is you have no contact with Jamal Claiborne. Your preliminary hearing is the 24th of May at 8:30. And I reviewed your application for court-appointed counsel. What is your monthly income?
Right now, I'm just doing Uber Eats.
How much do you make each month? Can you hear me? How much do you make each month?
Right now, that's just a part-time job.
He just asking just a brief estimate of how much you make a month.
Like, 25.
Can you step closer or speak up? I can't hear you.
Step up a little bit. You gotta speak up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that is a part-time job, so I'm not really working a full-time job.
How much is it? How much did you make last month?
Like less than 2,000.
Okay. All right, so I did appoint an attorney to represent you. All right, you have any questions?
No.
Okay, all right, thank you, ma'am. That will conclude your matter today.
Next is Ms. Bennett.
All right, Ms. Bennett, good morning. You're charged here with one count of criminal trespass. 2,500 is your bond, obstructing an officer, 1,000, and giving a false name, date of birth, or address, 1,000. You have a preliminary hearing scheduled for the 25th of May at 8:30. And I did appoint an attorney to represent you. All right, do you have any questions? All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Next is Ms. Guerrera.
One moment here for me. What's your last name?
Kara,
What's the first letter?
G,
G.
Guerra.
Okay. All right, Ms. Guerrero, you're charged with one count of speeding. 45 or over is a 1,500 is your bond. Defective equipment, 500. Violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, THC gummies, it's 2,500. Possession of marijuana, less than an ounce, 1,500. Tag light violation and driving while license not on person. Each of those is 500. All right, and you have a preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 24th of May at 8:30. And I'm looking at your application here for court-appointed counsel. All right, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Next is Ms. Jackson.
All right, you, Ms. Jackson? All right, Ms. Jackson, you're charged with one count of false statements. It's a $10,000 bond, one count of criminal solicitation, 10,000 on that as well. No contact with Jerome Fox. And you have a preliminary hearing date of May 24th at 8:30. All right, ma'am, I'm looking at your application here for court-appointed counsel. All right, what is your monthly income?
Right now, I just started an Zaxby's job, but other than that, I was just focused on my college classes. My mom was taking care of me. I'm still under the care of my mom.
Okay. All right, so I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Ms. Moore.
All right, Ms. Moore, all right, charge of 1 count of stop or yield sign violation, stop sign violation. It's a $500 bond, and you have a preliminary hearing date of the 25th of May. And looking at your application here for court-appointed counsel, what is your monthly income, ma'am?
About 900.
All right, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, Your Honor, that completes the females. If you could give me 2 minutes to get over there to the males, because I'm actually doing both sides.
Oh, yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Okay, Your Honor, the first male we have is
Michael Arofo.
Mr. Michael. Last name spelling AIMUFUA.
Sit on me.
All right, good morning, sir. All right, you're charged with 1 count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, less than 1 ounce of marijuana. $1,500 is your bond. Driving without a license, it's $1,000. And possession of a counterfeit license, $1,000. All right, sir, you have a preliminary hearing and it's scheduled for the 24th of May at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you. You know, Deputy, just making sure that Jay is out to bond. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Next is Mr. Banner. Your Honor, in reference to Mr. Archer, he's up there in main holding. So after we finish down here, I have 4 that was in medical. There's a main holding, and we'll do them after we finish the meals down here.
Okay. All right. All right, so Mr. Banner. All right, sir, good morning. You have 1 count of criminal trespass. $2,500 is your bond, sir. And no contact with Jamar Patterson. You have a preliminary hearing, sir, scheduled for the 25th of May at 8:30. And I'm looking here at your application. All right, sir, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Yes, so I do have a bond, right? So,
$2,500.
okay.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
I'm doing something. Next is Mr. Bell. Slide down. Hey, man, shut up and come around.
All right, Mr. Bell. All right, good morning, sir. All right, charged with 1 count of driving while license suspended. $1,500 is your bond, and 1 count of no tag light, $500. You have a preliminary hearing, and it's scheduled for the 25th of May at 8:30. Looking at your application here for court-appointed counsel, sir. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, sir, you have any questions? Okay. All right, sir, good luck to you.
Next is Mr. Mr. Clayton. Come down.
What's your name, sir?
Jerry Curtis.
What's your last name?
Caperton.
It starts with a C?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Caperton, 1 count of violation of seatbelt law, $500 is the bond. Driving while license suspended, $1,500. 1 count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of methamphetamine, $7,000. Possession of a drug-related object, $500. And possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, $3,500. All right, sir, you have a preliminary hearing date of the 24th of May at 8:30. And 1 moment here, looking at your application for court-appointed counsel. All right, sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you. Good luck, please, sir.
Next is Mr. Denson. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. One moment. All right, tell me your last name again, please. Dixon?
Denson, it's D-E-N-S-O-N.
All right, Mr. Dixon, one count of,
Dixon or Denson?
is it D-E-N?
Yes, Denson.
Denson, not Dixon, Denson. All right, Mr. Denson, I apologize. You're charged with one count of false imprisonment. Your bond is denied on that offense. One count of battery, it's 3,500. Obstructing an officer, 1,000. Possession of, violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, 7,000. All right, sir, you have a preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 24th of May at 8:30, and you have a bond hearing is scheduled for the 28th of May at 8:30. All right, sir, and I'm looking at your application here for court-appointed counsel. All right, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Next is Mr. Dixon. Dixon?
All right, Mr. Dixon, good morning to you, sir. All right, you have one count of prohibited acts on public transportation. 2,500 is your bond. Disorderly conduct, 1,500. And criminal trespass, 2,500. Sir, there's a special condition on your bond that you're not to return to the airport. You have a preliminary hearing date is scheduled for the 25th of May, and that's at 8:30. And sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir? All right. All right, good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Next is Mr. Duran.
All right, Mr. Duran, you charge.
Come up.
So you charge a one count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. That is possession of MDMA. It's 2,500 is your bond. And you charge a one count of failure to have headlights. It's 500. You have a preliminary hearing date and it's scheduled for the 24th of May, and that's at 8:30. And I'm looking at your application here for court-appointed counsel, sir. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions? All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Next is Mr. Fitzgerald.
All right, good morning, Mr. Fitzgerald. You charged a one count of criminal damage in the second degree. Preliminary hearing, I'm sorry, your bond hearing is 2,500. Your preliminary hearing is May 4th at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Sir, you have any questions?
That's 8:30 a.m.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you.
One more time, will you repeat the date, service for?
Oh, yeah, May 24th at 8:30 a.m.
Thank you for your time and the
All right.
court as well.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Next is Mr. French.
All right, Mr. French, good morning. You're charged with one count of criminal trespass. Your bond was set at $707. Special conditioning not to return to 8420 Tara Boulevard in Jonesboro. You have a preliminary hearing, sir, of May 25th at 8:30. And sir, I am looking at your application for a court-appointed counsel. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. French? Any questions, sir?
No.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Next is Mr. Green.
All right, good morning, Mr. Green. Sir, you're charged with one count of battery, family violence battery. There's a $5,000 bond on that offense, sir. Special condition that you stay away from Shantana Jackson. So you're not to return to the 241-219 Falcon Drive address in Forest Park. If you must go there, sir, you must have Clayton County Sheriff deputies accompany you within 10 days of your release to get any items that are yours. You have a preliminary hearing, sir, of May 25th, and that is at 8:30 a.m. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. So you have any questions, Mr. Green?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Next is Mr. Henderson.
Good morning, sir.
All right, good morning, Mr. Henderson. All right, sir, you're charged with one count of battery, family violence. There's a $5,000 bond on that offense, sir. Special condition that you have no contact with Diamond Wells. Sir, the 628 R216 Southside Commercial Parkway, is that the residence where you and Ms. Wells live?
No, we were living at a motel at the time. We already don't live there anymore.
Okay. All right. So the special condition would just be to stay away from her. I saw that it was Motel 6. So I just wanted to make sure if you were there, I would have a stay away provision, but since you're not there, I'm not going to include that. All right, sir. So you have a preliminary hearing, and that is scheduled for the 25th of May at 8:30. And sir, do you have a monthly income?
I receive unemployment at this moment, so I'm only getting maybe about 900 to 1,200, somewhere in that range. I can't think of the exact number right now.
All right, so just the unemployment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, sir, so I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. And do you have any questions? You have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Mr. Henderson, good luck to you, sir.
Next is Mr. Leonard. Jones. Next is Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. All right, Mr. Jones, good morning, sir. Sir, you have two counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Possession with intent to distribute and possession of over an ounce. Each of those offenses, your bond is $7,000 each. You have a count of brake lights required, and that is 500 is your bond. One count of possession of a Schedule I controlled substance, 7,000. And then one count of possession of Schedule I with intent to distribute, 7,000 is your bond. And then one count of possession of a drug-related object, 500. So you have 29,000 is your total bond, sir, on all of the offenses. You have a preliminary hearing date is scheduled for the 24th of May, and that's at 8:30. And looking at your application here, sir, for court-appointed counsel. All right, sir, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Okay. All right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Next is Mr. Leonard.
All right, Mr. Leonard, good morning, sir. All right, you're charged with one count, sir, of operation low speed on a highway. 500 is your bond. Driving while license suspended, 1,500. Possession of less than an ounce of marijuana, 1,500. Theft by receiving stolen property, 2,000. All right, so you have a preliminary hearing scheduled for the 25th of May at 8:30. And I am looking at your application here, Mr. Leonard. What is your monthly income?
Currently just starting a new job at Harvest.
How much did they tell you you were gonna make a month?
Month, about 3,000.
All right, sir, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Oh, yes, in total, what is that for my bond?
All right, Mr. Leonard, one moment here. We got 3,000, 5,000, 5,500.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Next is Mr. Eugene.
All right, Mr. Lejean, good morning, sir. All right, you charged with one count of criminal trespass, $2,500 is your bond. And special conditions, you stay away from Kevin Goolsby. And you have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for May 25th at 8:30. And lastly, sir, what is your monthly income?
I just barely moved out here, so I don't have no income.
Can you say that one more time for me, please?
I barely moved out here, I don't have no income.
What did they tell you would make in a month?
I have no idea. They haven't told me nothing about numbers in a month.
How much money will you make in 1 week?
And 1 week, I was making, probably like $300 a week.
All right, sir, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Next is Mr. McDuffie.
All right, and Desmond Long bonded out.
Sir,
Desmond Long bonded out. Is that right?
he did.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Willis James Best.
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time, Deputy? I'm sorry.
Willis James Best, he bonded out as well.
James
Last name Best.
Beck.
Best. S-T.
Well, I'm sorry. It's like I don't know if it might be on my end. What's the first letter?
Best. B-E-S-T.
Best. Okay. I apologize, Deputy. It's like a little bit of feedback there. One moment there. So James Best bonded out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right, this is Mr. McDuffie.
What are you on?
Is Mr. McDuffie here?
Sir.
Yes, sir. So you have 3 counts of cruelty to children. One count of cruelty to children, 1 count of false imprisonment, and 1 count of aggravated assault by strangulation. Mr. McDuffie, unfortunately, I cannot give you a bond on those offenses this morning. You have a preliminary hearing and it's scheduled for the 24th of May, and that's at 8:30. And sir, you have a bond hearing and it's scheduled for the 28th of May at 8:30 as well. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. So you have any questions? You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Next is Mr. Matthews.
All right, Mr. Matthews, good morning, sir. All right, charge of 1 count of defective equipment, 500 is your bond. 1 count of driving while license suspended, 1,500 is your bond. 1 count of open container, and that is 500. So you have a preliminary hearing and it's scheduled for the 25th of May. Also, sir, I'm looking at your application here for court-appointed counsel. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Sir, you have any questions? You have any questions, Mr. Matthews?
No, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. No, sir. I don't have.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next is Mr. Stewart.
All right, Mr. Stewart, good morning, sir. All right, charge of 1 count of possession of marijuana, misdemeanor kinds, 1,500, and then possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, 5,000, 6,500 total. Sir, you have a preliminary hearing and it's scheduled for the 24th of May. And Mr. Stewart, 1 moment here, looking at your application for court-appointed counsel. And what is your monthly income, sir?
About 1,100.
1,100. All right, sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
Yes, sir. I was saying, like, if I was on first offender for all my charges, how am I feeling? And I completed my first offender.
What's your question, sir?
I was asking, like, if I completed my first offender, how am I feeling?
But that would be a question for your lawyer, sir. Your lawyer can further explain the details of that offense to you.
Yes, sir.
All right, you have any other questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead. Can you say that one more time, please?
Do I have both bonds, sir?
Sir, you have a bond of 1,500 on the marijuana and 5,000 on the possession of the firearm. So 6,500 is your total bond.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Next is Mr. Wilson.
How you doing this evening, Judge?
How you doing, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, sir.
How do you say your last name? Sorry, your middle name. It's Kwanzaa. What's your middle name?
Tremaine?
Terranum. Do you know what it means? Do you know what it means?
No, sir.
Okay. I've never seen it. I was just asking if you might know. It's a unique name, so I just wanted to find out. All right, sir. You're charged here with one count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of marijuana. The felony kind is 4,000, and then possession of intent to distribute is 5,000, and then possession of a drug-related object is 500. Sir, so 9,500 is your total bond, and your preliminary hearing is the 24th of May at 8:30. And sir, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, I appointed an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Oh, you said my total bond was 95?
Yes, sir. 9,500, yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Next is Mr. Y.
All right, Mr. Wise, good morning, sir. All right, I have here one count. You know what you're charged with? All right. You have a bond of, well, one moment here, to be clear. You have a bond of 20,000.
Yes, sir.
And there's no contact with Chiquita McCoy. You're Charles Wise, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, no contact with Chiquita McCoy, and you have a preliminary hearing, and that date is the 25th of May at 8:30. Just give me one moment here, Mr. Wise. I want to make sure that I get your application for court-appointed counsel. All right, sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions? All right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir. All right.
Next is Mr. Whoopenberger.
How you doing, sir? Good morning. All right, so you're charged with one count of battery, and there's a $5,000 bond. Special condition, you stay away from James Brownfield. So you have a preliminary hearing and it's scheduled for the 25th of May. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, Mr. Vandergrift, you have any questions? You have any questions? Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Next is Mr. Mack, Your Honor, accuser from justice.
Okay, and so the last set, so we're holding for them, is that they're a medical?
Yes, sir, they're medical. Yes, sir.
Okay. One moment here for me, Mr. Mack. Is there anyone else that's up there besides him?
No, sir, that's it.
That's it, okay. All right, Mr. Mack, give me one moment here. Did you hear everything that I outlined to Mr. Rodriguez earlier?
Yeah, that's all I was gonna tell you. You didn't have to. You don't have to. I know all that stuff. I just want to sign my way with it.
Say that again. Maybe come closer. Say that again.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. If you didn't have to, like, if you didn't have to leave, like, read all that. I already know all of it, so I just needed to sign my way with it. You ain't gotta read.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Well, I appreciate that, sir. Let me at least tell you the warrant here. It's you know what the warrant is already?
It was a larceny of a motor vehicle and possession of stolen goods.
Yes, sir.
That was the only two.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, sir. So you're going to go ahead and waive?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the deputy should have the waiver forms for you. And unless you have any questions, that will conclude your matter today.
No, sir.
Okay, all right, Mr. Mack, thank you and good luck to you, sir.
Appreciate it. Have a
All right.
good
Your Honor, if you allow me about 5 minutes to close this out.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna come off camera and wait for you all.
Yes, sir.
No problem. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, perfect. Good morning. What's your name? You gotta unmute. Unmute.
First one is Mr. Archer.
All right, Mr. Archer.
Yes, sir.
All right, deputies, they didn't hear the, they weren't able to hear the full spiel this morning, right? Or
No,
they
sir.
heard it?
No, sir.
All right, is there a way that they can all hear it? Like everyone that's there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here, just stand. I'll stand right here. Let me go. Let me get the other two right here.
Okay.
No, here, Your Honor.
All right, perfect. Good morning, everyone. This is Magistrate Court of Clayton County. It's April 6th, 2021. I'm Judge Knights, presiding this morning. You're here for first appearance, and simply for first appearance, I'm just going to tell you what your charge or charges are, what your bond is if you're entitled to a bond, your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date or probable cause hearing date, and whether or not you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will go ahead and also tell you, most importantly, your rights. You have the right, we're still on Zoom, but you still have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used in another proceeding. You have the right to an attorney at every stage of your matter. You have the right for the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The state has that burden. You're presumed innocent until the state meets that burden. You have the right to an indictment by grand jury if the prosecutor chooses to do so, to take certain serious felonies in front of the grand jury. The grand jury is simply made up of citizens in Clayton County, and they decide whether the charge or charges are valid. And if they do decide that, then your matter can be indicted through a true bill. If they decide the charges are not valid, they can dismiss through a no bill. For those charged with misdemeanors and some less serious felonies, you have the right to an accusation. The Solicitor General, who does misdemeanors, and the District Attorney, who does felonies. For some of the less serious felonies, the ones that don't go to the grand jury will be on an accusation. You may have special conditions on your bond. If you have a special condition, that means you can't go somewhere or contact someone. So if I say, for example, don't go to 123 Main Street, you can't go to 123 Main Street. If I say don't contact Jane Smith, you can't contact Jane Smith. If you do so, you can't have another criminal charge like aggravated stalking, influencing witnesses. So certainly you cannot make that contact. Now, the special condition remains in place unless it's changed or until this case is disposed of, whatever the final disposition is. Of course, if you speak to a lawyer, that lawyer can also modify those special conditions. So keep in mind, I'm not here to try the case or listen to facts. I'm just telling you what your charge is, your bond, your next court day, which is the first place you'll be able to fight this charge or these charges, the prelim date, and whether or not you qualify for an attorney. If I didn't tell you, I couldn't have told the other group, if someone's putting up a bond for you, there must be 3 times the bond amount in equity in property, for example. So if your bond is 1,000, the equity must be at least 3,000. There's a percentage that the bonding company charges. I don't know, so I can't tell you honestly. So that will be the bonding company that will let you know. For cash bonds, there's also a fee, and that fee will not be returned, but the cash will be. And once I call you, I'll let you know those things, and then I will ask if you have any questions, you can ask at the time that I've completed, letting you know your charge, your bond, next court date, whether you qualify for an attorney. Each of you raise your right hand for me, please. All right, each of you solemnly swear or affirm any statements or testimony you give in this first appearance matter now pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, thank you, gentlemen. And ready for whomever may be first.
Mr. Archer?
Archer, sir.
All right, Mr. Archer. All right, sir, good morning. You're charged here with one count of no tag light. That is a misdemeanor, and one count of tag expired. Each of those is 500 each. Two counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, 2,500 on each of those two. And then one count of possession of a drug-related object, and that is 5,000. So you have a total of 6,500 is your total bond, sir. All right, you have a preliminary hearing date is scheduled for the 24th of May at 8:30 a.m. And just one moment here, I'm looking for your application for court-appointed counsel. You didn't complete you didn't complete one of those forms, did you?
You did.
I did, yes.
All right, I apologize there. I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not seeing the form. What is your monthly income?
My monthly income is 900.
All right. I will look again and may have to reprint that one for whatever reason that one didn't come out, but I will go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you, Mr. Archer. Have any questions?
If I wanted to have my family bail me out, how do I go about the means of doing so?
You have to contact them by phone there, if you're allowed to use the phone.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. All right, sir. Any other questions?
If you don't find the paper, how would I be able to do it again?
I'll find the paper, sir.
Thank
It
you.
may not be immediately in front of me, but I can reprint it. Maybe I just need to reprint it. So I'll take care of it, sir. So you'll be appointed an attorney.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Your Honor, in reference to Mr. Cox Roderick, can we put him on the list for tomorrow? He was brought in on last night. He's going through withdrawals and he wouldn't be able to withstand court this morning.
All right, yeah, no problem there, Deputy. I'll put him, Roderick Cox, he'll be on for tomorrow.
Yes, sir. So next we have Mr. Peterson.
One moment here, let me just, I'll make a note here on Mr. Cox's paperwork. 4721.
CS1.
All right, this is Mr. Peterson.
Yes.
All right, sir, you are
CS1.
charged with one count of aggravated stalking. Unfortunately, today, there's no bond on that offense. You have a preliminary hearing, sir, of the 24th of May. And you have a bond hearing of the 28th of May. All right, sir, you have any questions?
I'm currently like staying in like a hotel and stuff. And all my belongings is there, like between the hotel and inside of a rental car that is at the property of the hotel where the officers came pick me up. Is it a way that I can get something signed for somebody to go get my belongings? Just like my work stuff, my laptop and all my clothes and things like that.
So you have to contact someone to do so.
Yeah, I can do that, but how do I how do I go about getting them access to the hotel and stuff like that? Because I'm not there to show ID and it's in my name.
I'm not sure, sir. What is the answer to that? I don't know. I don't know what the policy of the hotel is. I mean, if you're in custody here, the person will be able to say that. I'm not 100% sure, sir. I don't know. You have to speak with that person that can go there and.
All right, and another thing, I got served the protective orders yesterday when I got here, of my knowledge, so I didn't know anything about it. But this person contacted me yesterday over the phone. I don't even have their contact. They contacted me, but the cops came to me.
All right, hang on for me one moment here, Mr. Peterson.
So in order.
Are you at the hearing, sir?
The where?
Were you at the hearing? Was there a hearing already on this, on the temporary to turn into permanent?
No, I never had no hearing. This is my first time with everything.
Were you served?
I got served when I got here yesterday morning.
I'm going to give you a bond, sir. I'm going to give you a $20,000 bond. And there's a special condition of no contact with Rashad Bennett. You know that person?
Yes, and it's Khadijah Crust. It's two of them. That's what I'm saying. It's two people that they served me for. And I received them both yesterday when I got here.
Who's the other person?
Khadijah Crest or something.
Can you spell that for me?
I don't know the spelling actually.
Khadijah?
Khadijah, yeah.
With a Q?
Yes.
And what's the last name?
Crest. C-R-E-S-T.
Crest?
Yes.
All right, sir. So it'll be 20,000 and no contact with Rashad Bennett and Khadijah Crest.
All right.
All right. And I gave you your preliminary hearing date of the 24th. You can disregard the bond date. You have any questions?
No, that's everything.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next is Mr. Vandengraff.
All right, sir. Mr. Vandengrift, you're charged with one count of battery, family violence. It's 5,000 is your bond. One count of criminal damage to property is 2,500. Special condition is you stay away from Kelly Ann Tribbett. You know who that is, sir?
Yes, that is. That's my sister.
Okay. What happened to your eye?
She did that. Her and her boyfriend jumped me. And then when I left, and that's when she wanted to call the cops. She was the one who pulled the fish tank down on me, pulled her shelf on me. And then when I leave, she bit me, she stabbed me, hit me upside my head with a pool cue. I was fighting both of them. So I'm fighting her boyfriend, and as I'm trying to fight my sister off me as well.
All right, sir.
That's my lip.
You can go ahead and let your lawyer know these details here. And you can be able to deal with it at your preliminary hearing with the details of what happened to you, sir. I'm looking for your application for court-appointed counsel. Did you complete one of those, sir?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to print that one out as well. What's your monthly income?
I currently receive unemployment, sir.
All right, sir. So I'm gonna go ahead and appoint an attorney to represent you.
Okay.
All right, you have any questions?
No, sir. So if I pay the because I have another sister where I was at my other sister's house where I went. I pay the bond, I can be released.
Yes, sir.
And did you? I'm sorry, I didn't. If I wasn't hearing right, did you give me a next court date?
Yes, sir. The 24th. I'm sorry, the 25th of May.
25th.
If you bond out of jail, that date goes away.
Okay. So
You just have to wait for notice in the mail for a new court date.
at to my new address that I'm at, right?
What's the new address?
1490 Sunset Way, Morrow, Georgia.
1390 Sunset Way.
1490 1490.
Okay, 1490 Sunset Way, Morrow, Georgia.
30260, if I'm correct.
All right, sir. So I have that down, and you have any other questions?
On together, the bond total is what?
$7,500.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Next is Mr. Nguyen. He's kind of the minute person, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
And right here.
Hi, Mr. Nguyen. One count, you charged with one count of criminal trespass. 2,500 is your bond, and you're not to return to 7264 Tara Boulevard in Jonesboro. And sir, you have a preliminary hearing date of the 25th of May. Sir, do you have a phone number? Okay. Do you have a phone number, sir? All right, Deputy. I think we can take him back. Thank you, Mr. Nguyen.
All right, Your Honor, that completes everybody on the list for today.
All right, I just wanted to make sure, Jabari Bennett.
Yeah, Jabari Bennett.
Yeah, did we do that person already?
Yes, sir, we did.
Okay, I apologize. Okay.
That was a female.
Right. So that's everyone?
It is, Your Honor.
Did we do Wolfenberger?
Yes, sir, we did.
Okay, all right, okay. So I found a couple forms that I was missing here. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, appreciate you. I'll see you next time.
Yes, sir, you have a good day.
All right, you too, thank you. And thanks for your help with the pointers.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, everyone. Yeah, have a good one.